Hello everyone, I'm Kwon. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share my top 3 picks for LEGO Star Wars set that are going to be retired by end of this year. And also, I will discuss some of the other LEGO Star Wars set and explain the reason why I didn't pick them as my top 3 pick. Alright, let's get started. So we have our initial list for LEGO set that are going to be retired by end of 2025. And for myself, I consider every year's LEGO investment as a new season of a TV show. I would just call it a season 2025. So I'm pretty excited to see what LEGO set going to be retired by end of this year as a LEGO collector and also LEGO investor. And I will be very happy to share this journey for this season from beginning to the end. I will start with my rank number 3 LEGO Star Wars set, which is Darth Vader helmet, set number 75304. As we all know that Star Wars helmet line has been one of the most popular series in these past couple years. And the question for the investor is that when will be the end of this line to make a good profit, or maybe it's not worth to put the money anymore starting at what point. So in my opinion, I will still consider Star Wars helmet line be a very good investment, especially for the Darth Vader helmet. And I will start with 2 of the most loaded helmet LEGO set, which means they have the most supply on the secondary market, and let's see how they perform. The first one is the Boba Fett helmet, set number 75277. I don't have many of these left, and I have them for over 2 years because it's retired by end of 2022. So for the first year, at a purchase price 50, I only make around a $10 profit, which is just 20% ROI. And starting from end of last year, the profit became like $20 per set. That is about a 50% ROI. So here is the fact. For LEGO investment in 2022 and 2023, I do feel the inventory is a lot. I mean, there is so many inventory at major retailers. And at that time, I can pick these Boba Fett helmet as many as I want. Over 100, even 200 set. Very easy for a price point lower than $50 or around $50. But even with that massive inventory at the second market, we can see that a 20% ROI in first year and 40 to 50% ROI for the second year, which is really not that bad. And the second helmet I'm going to show you is the Luke Skywalker's helmet, set number 75327. I believe this one will be the second overhauled helmet in this series. Both of these 2 helmets share a pretty same features. First, they're based on a very popular character, which will make the investor buying them more than the other. And second, in the year of 2022 and 2023, both of these LEGO sets inventory at major retailers is a lot. So my purchase price for the Luke Skywalker's helmet is about $45 to $48. And by the first half year of 2024, the profit I can make is $10 each, which is 20% ROI. And starting end of 2024, the profit became $20 per set, which is like already a 50% ROI for this LEGO set, which I consider be overhauled by a lot of LEGO investors. So with my personal experience of these 2 LEGO sets I purchased, I'm pretty confident for the Darth Vader's helmet. Because first of all, I think for the Darth Vader helmet, if it's going to be retired by end of this year, the LEGO investor will have very mixed, complex feeling about it. On one side, we know that Darth Vader's helmet gonna be the most popular helmet in this whole line. But second, we also aware that a lot of investors may purchase it for LEGO investment. That means like on one side, the demand gonna be a lot, and the demand is not going to be just for 1 or 2 years. I would say after 3-5 years, people were still looking for Darth Vader helmet. But on the other hand, a lot of people were just scared of like how many inventory there's gonna be on the secondary market. But as I mentioned, in the year of 2022 and 2023, with those really overhauled LEGO Star Wars helmet, they're still making good money, like 20% for the first year and 50% for the second year for the Boba Fett. And for the Luke Skywalker's, like 20% for the first half year, and the next couple months is starting to become a 50% ROI. So I believe that if the Darth Vader helmet gonna to be retired by end of this year, it will be the most desirable LEGO helmet in this line, and the demand for it will last for over 3 or 5 years. And also with those hesitation we might have for the overhaul it, I don't feel like the Darth Vader's helmet supply will be like a double or triple on the second market compared to the Boba Fett when the Boba Fett helmet is retired. But I do believe that the demand for the Darth Vader helmet will easily be double and triple compared to the Boba Fett helmet. So in a conclusion, I share my opinion on the positive and negative effects around Darth Vader helmet. I think I will just be more carefully when I'm trying to buy this one by end of this year. On one side, it's definitely gonna be a good LEGO investment after 2 or 3 years. But if we didn't purchase it the right price, it could perform very ordinary at the first couple months or even the first year. Which means I will monitor the price for the Darth Vader helmet, see how deep the discount is during this whole year, and what quantity at what price point I should purchase by end of this year. Okay, so let's check some of the data for this LEGO set. The reason that I share the data in the end is because it's just so early for 2025. I will not consider the data from January to March be really useful. First, it's a sales number from Amazon. There are over 9,000 sets being sold in the past month. If you've been watching my video, especially my last video, how I analyze these data, we can see that over 9,000 sets being sold in past months is really indicate the buying power for this LEGO set. And the second data is the listing number and the sold number from eBay. The current listing number is 174. And the sold number for this LEGO set is 245, which I said in my last video. I want to see there's less listing number than the number of sold. And then let's check the data at Brinklink. There is only 64 sets being sold in the past month at Brinklink. And the supply at Brinklink is about 700. So the supply-demand ratio is about 10 to 11 times. So the number is not too bad at a ratio about 10 to 11 times. Okay, let's move on to the rank number 2 on my list. It's the Imperial Star Destroyer, set number 75394. Before I start any of my personal opinion on this LEGO set, I wanna say we should consider how is the 25th anniversary product line impact the performance for the Star Wars LEGO set retiring from this year and the next year. Because this year will be the first wave of those 25th anniversary LEGO set being retired. So of course some people were trying to collect those 25th anniversary LEGO set after retirement. But I don't think a lot of people will do that, trying to collect every of the 25th anniversary LEGO Star Wars set. And I won't consider this in a different way. When LEGO announced those LEGO sets in the 25th anniversary product line, they definitely gonna put more resource into it. And I believe the result gonna be those 25th anniversary Star Wars set will be designed and also advertised better than the other LEGO set. Maybe not gonna be the fact for every individual LEGO set you compare one to another, but as a whole product line, I believe the LEGO Star Wars 25th anniversary will clearly get more attention for us LEGO collector. Okay, let's back to this LEGO set itself. At first, I want to compare this LEGO set to the retired UCS LEGO set, which is the Imperial Star Destroyer, set number 75252. This UCS set was retired by end of 2022. I did purchase a couple of these at a price point $650. I remember that Amazon had this one for sale by end of 2022. And I didn't hold them for a whole year. I sold them at the middle or maybe June, July of 2023 already. It's just because I feel even for a very large UCS set, at a price point over 1200, it's really hard the value's gonna keep going up very quickly after 1200. So at that time I sold this one, and that's about the time I need to prepare my capital for the LEGO investment in 2023. And also we have the Executor Superstar Destroyer, set number 75356. Of course, that these two ships are not the same, but I would say they share very similar interests for LEGO Star Wars fan. And if the Imperial Star Destroyer going to be retired by end of this year, we are not going to find a very similar item on the market, especially at this scale. I don't think LEGO will release another UCS version, and I don't think if this one retired by end of this year, LEGO will quickly release another one in 2026. And then let's check some data about this LEGO set. So this LEGO set contains 7 minifigures, and 5 of them are exclusive. And the total value of these 7 minifigures is already about $75. So that it definitely shows how popular the Imperial Star Destroyer is for LEGO Star Wars fans. And then let's check the data at Amazon. There are over 6,000 sets being sold in the past month. Consider it's a LEGO set at a price point $160. This number really indicates the huge buying power for this LEGO set. But also one thing need to be mentioned is that we can only purchase this LEGO set from LEGO Store, LEGO Online, or Amazon. So there is no inventory from Walmart or Target. That could make the sales amount be a little higher for this one. But still, the fact is the sales number is really strong. And here comes to the another fact about this LEGO set. It's an Amazon exclusive. I think our opinion about Amazon exclusive LEGO sets should be changed. Because in the past few years, Amazon usually have those exclusive LEGO sets as lingering stock and often discounted for a long period, which make the second market value of those Amazon exclusive LEGO sets being very poor. But I think since being changed since 2024, the inventory for those major retailers by end of 2024 is so limited for a lot of LEGO sets. It's not the same story as in 2022 and 2023. And I don't feel like they will suddenly have massive inventory starting in 2025. So the fact that this LEGO set is Amazon exclusive will not make me feel it's very special, and also it's not gonna make me feel like it's gonna perform very ordinary. So that's for the Imperial Star Destroyer. Let's move on to my ring number 1 on the list. The ring number 1 on my list is the Star Wars Invisible Hand, set number 75377. And again, it's a 25th anniversary set. The first thing that we're gonna think about it is this one will be the first to be retired in the midi-scale new series. So we often compare this series to the Helmet series and also to the diorama series. In my opinion, the diorama series is never really interested me as a LEGO Star Wars collector. There are some very good diorama sets I want to purchase for my personal collection, but I don't feel like I wanted to collect many of them as a collection. And on the other hand, the helmet line is really very collectible for LEGO Star Wars fans. So I think this new sub-theme of the midi-scale spaceship will be in the middle when we consider the collectability and consider the performance after retirement. And I often think of this new line as a architecture line of Star Wars theme. So for this new series, first thing I want to consider is how popular this spaceship is. Because I might just pick like 3 or 5 of them after years of release. And those 3 or 5 LEGO sets gonna be the most iconic and popular spaceship in Star Wars universe. And the second, because of the characters about these display models, I'm more willing to purchase those LEGO sets with less color and more likely to be an adult display model. Because of those two personal considerations, I would say the Executive Superstar Destroyer will be perfect ones for me as a LEGO collector. It's a very iconic, popular spaceship and with a very appealing design, also not many color around it, which will be a very classic display model for everyone. But this one is not going to be retired by end of this year, at least for the current retirement list. And according to the first version of this retirement list from Brick Fanatics, we also have the Tantive V on the retirement list. And the reason that I picked the Invisible Hand over Tantive IV is, first of all, that the Invisible Hand is Target exclusive, which means the supply on the secondary market will be much lower than Tantive IV. And the second is the price point at $50. For this new midi-scale series, their price range is from $50 to $85. So at a $50 price point, Invisible Hand will be the cheapest from this new midi-scale series. And if people wanted to collect these midi-scale series after retirement, it's more likely we will consider this is like one item to another item. They will share the similar price point on the secondary market, which means that the value of the invisible hand will have more potential room to grow after retirement. And that is all my top 3 picks for the LEGO Star Wars set that is going to be retired by end of this year. And also, I want to share my opinions on the other LEGO Star Wars set that I may interested, but I didn't rank them as my top 3. The first one I want to talk about is Ghost and the Phantom 2. Set number 75357, and I personally very like this LEGO set as a collector. I will describe the audience for this LEGO set as 2 groups of people. The first group will be those people who follow the animated series Star Wars Rebels for years, and the second group will be those people who watch the new release TV show of Ahsoka. And that is how I consider the popularity of Harrison Dura with the Ghost and the Phantom 2. And if there is a new season of the Ahsoka, then we will see the Ghost and the Phantom 2 more often in season 2 for sure. And one more fact I wanted to share is the value of the minifigures for this LEGO set. The total value of all 5 of these minifigures is about $80, and all 5 of these are exclusive minifigures. So for the Star Wars Ghost and the Phantom 2, I will keep an eye on it, see how is the popularity over this year is gonna be, and also what kind of discount we will have during 2025. Because this is a LEGO set with 1,400 pieces and a price point at $160, which is overpriced in my opinion. And the same story as Ahsoka's Jedi Shuttle, price point at $80 and includes 600 pieces. So the reason I will pick the Ghost and the Phantom 2 over the Ahsoka's Shadow is because that I think the Ahsoka's Jedi Shadow will have more supply on the secondary market. And I've seen this one like almost 50% off during 2024, which means you can purchase this one at $40 for a long time at many of the major retailers from last year. And of course, Ahsoka is definitely a more popular character compared to Harrison Dura. But when I consider of these 2 LEGO sets, I just personally think I like the Ghost and Phantom 2 much more than the Ahsoka's Jedi Shadow. Let's move on to the last 2 LEGO Star Wars set I'm going to talk about, which is the UCS's Razor Crest and X-Wing Starfighter. Both are from the UCS series. So if you know my top picks from 2024 LEGO investment, that I put a Luke Skywalker's land speeder as number 3 on my top list in 2024. And if you compare the Luke Skywalker's land speeder with these 2 UCS LEGO set, I think you will get the same conclusion that the land speeder will be much more popular than the Razor Crest, and also should be much more popular than the X-Wing Starfighter. I did purchase many of the land speeder when they was on sale, around $175 to $180, and of course I should, because it's number 3 on my list from 2024. So when I considering this year's UCS set that are going to be retired, I think I will just easily pass Razor Crest, because I don't feel like the Razor Crest will be a very iconic, popular spaceship that people were willing to pay a lot of extra after retirement. And at price point 600, I just don't feel like people gonna pay almost $1,000, including shipping and tax, for this one after retirement. On the other hand, I would say X-Wing Starfighter could be a good one for LEGO investment. Even I don't really like the design of this LEGO set, but it still is related to a very popular character in the original trilogy. And we have the Luke Skywalker's land speeder before. If this X-Wing Starfighter going to be retired by end of this year, I think there will be some collectors who like Luke Skywalker were trying to collect both of the land speeder and X-Wing Starfighter. So let's see, maybe I will come out other conclusion about the X-Wing Starfighter later, because every year's LEGO investments, like at the beginning of this year, I will have my initial thought of every LEGO set on the retirement list. And then my opinions will be changed over the time in this whole year about which LEGO set is good and which LEGO set could be on my top list. So it's still very early, and also the retirement list will be changed. So in this video, I'm just sharing my initial opinions about all these LEGO sets on the retirement list. And I think this process gives me a very basic line of what we are looking for this year. the retirement list could be changed and our opinion is gonna be changed. But our conclusion will be much more accurate if we have this basic line at beginning of this year and then more of the new conclusion when new information is added to more facts about these LEGO sets. Alright, that's it my friend. Hope you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe and like this video because that will really motivate me and help this channel. Thank you. See you in the next one. Please leave your comments below that which content you would like to see more. I'm currently preparing more of the content about the retirement list. I know it's very early of 2025, but I wanna set a basic line just like I mentioned in my video. And also, maybe you wanna see more content of the LEGO set has already been retired in 2024. Or maybe both. And I'm really appreciative for those comments in my previous video. I often get a lot of positive energy because of your kind feedback. And then to be honest, I also learned a lot from the comment about LEGO investment. So that would be all. Thank you.